Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to work with regular expressions. So this is a very interesting concept in programming. Regular expression solves many problems of finding any matched string inside a text. Okay. So to illustrate a basic example here, let's imagine if you go on a web and if you search any article, let's say today's. Okay, so if I go on web and if I search any article, if I want to search a particular word, right, and if I want to search a particular letter or a symbol, right, so let's say if I go to this article. So on this article, we have a variety of text, okay, the large number of text, right? Now here, if I want to search a specific character or a word, okay, basically what do? We just press the Control F. So a search bar appears here. So this is how it normally works. Like in the backend, there is a regex written for this. Okay. So here, let's say if I write here Shukla, so it will search for any word if it has Shukla. So you can see some yellow highlights are coming. So this is basically non-case sensitive. If you're giving in small case, it will also search for capital case or title case. Okay, it will not only search for only small case. So this is how regex actually works, right? So if you have a text and if you want to search a particular string in the text, then we use a concept called regex. Okay, regex is also called as regular expressions. Okay, so let me just make it quite better. Okay, so now in basic terms, regular expressions is nothing but it is a concept of matching a string from a text. Simple, right? A concept of matching a string from a text that is called as regex. Now in Python, we use a module called we use a regex module called as RE module. Okay, we have a module called RE module. So whenever you're working with regex, you need to write import RE. Okay, so if you are importing regex module only, we will be able to use the functionality of regular expressions in Python. Okay, now so there are many things to learn in regular expressions because it's a totally different topic. Okay, it basically helps you to reduce the lives of code. That you can imagine it as an automation of finding and replacing data, right? So we can allow replacing also apart from finding, like whenever there is a match found in your text, and if you want to replace it, it is possible with regular expressions. So it's basically find and replace strategy that we use along with regular expressions. Now, why regular expressions is important, we have already seen an example, like whenever there is a huge amount of text and if we want to search something on that text, we use regular expressions. But how it works under the hood, let us understand. Now, coming to the programming point of view, let me show you a basic example why regular expression plays an important role in real time. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether a text has any email. Okay, a text has any email with @gmail.com. Okay, so I'm going to check if in the whole text, okay, is there any email ID which is having @gmail.com. Okay, so now basically, I'm not using any regex here. I'm going to show you writing a whole program, okay, with multiple lines and um, using functions and also that will be easy to understand. So let me define a function here. Okay, and I'm giving the function name as find email. Okay, and there will be an argument that will be text. Now, in the function, basically what I'm doing is the text is also a string type. So I'm using if clause here. If at the rate gmail.com. I'm only looking for gmail.com email IDs, not any other email ID in text. Okay, so if this particular pattern is present in the text, then we write here return true. Okay, so it basically means that it is satisfied. Okay, that particular pattern is present in the text and it is satisfied. Else, we write here return false. Simple, right? So in this way, we work with a function. Okay, this is a simple function. Now, let me, for your better understanding, let me do one thing. Let me take one variable here, text equals to or message equals to. Let me write a message. My personal email is, let's say, abc@gmail.com. Okay, and my work email is xxxxxx@yahoo.com. Okay, now, so this is the message. Okay, and in this message, I want to basically check if we have any @gmail.com uh, pattern matching or not. Okay, basically, is there any email ID that is having gmail.com or not? So for that, what will I do? I will send this message inside this function. Okay, where we have already written the pattern matching concept. So here, what will I do? I will write here result equals to find underscore email. I'm calling that function and I'm sending the message as the text parameter. And in the next one, I'll write here print result. So this should either print true or false. Okay. So if I run the program, it says true. Why is it saying true? Because we have a pattern that is matching our requirement @abc@gmail.com. If I remove this email ID, okay, and if I run the program, it will return false because there is no string in the text that is matching this pattern, right? Now you might be thinking like if we are able to do this particular pattern matching concept, okay, without any regular expressions, then why regular expressions is actually required? Now, a very important concept to understand here. We are able to do the finding pattern concept with or without regular expressions, right? But the only advantage or only leverage you have with regular expressions is you will you don't need to write too many lines of code. Okay, now here for example, let's say if you want to check for yahoo.com, in that case what will you do? You will again write here lf, okay, and then you will write @yahoo.com in text, okay, and if it is there you will write here return true. Okay, now, so this is how it works. So if there is yahoo.com also, it will return true. Okay, now if I show you this, it's returning true. Means if I remove this abc@gmail.com, what will be the output? It will be true because there is yahoo.com pattern matching. Okay, now it's very simple to understand that we are able to do it without regular expression. But the problem is what? We are writing too many lines of code. Okay, if you count the lines, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, okay, eight, nine, 10, right? So around 10 or 10 plus lines of code is being written. But what if I say you for the simple requirement or for a small requirement to find a string in the text, instead of writing 10 lines of code, you can do it in 3 or 4 lines. So ultimately your code lines are reducing, right? That is the main advantage of using regular expression. You don't need to write the whole concept in a defined manner. Okay, in regular expressions, we are going to use some patterns and some delimiters, some shorthand cases, and all that will help us to simplify the concept. Okay, and the advantage of regular expression for the same program would be there is no need to write a separate regex for gmail.com and yahoo.com. You can easily do it in a single regex only. Okay, so let's dive into the concept of regular expressions. So now, first of all, we need to understand what are the functions that we have in Python. Okay, what functions do we have in this RE module that help us to work with the regular expressions? So the first function here would be compile. Okay, compile method. So this method is used to define a regular expression. Okay, whenever we want to define a regular expression, like what we need to match or what pattern we need to use. So in that case, we use the compile method. Okay, the second one would be search method. What is search method? This method is used to search for the for any matched instance from the text string. Okay, this method is used to search for any matched instance from the text string. Means whenever the pattern is matching, it will return that particular match from the text. But we need to remember here, it will return only first occurrence. Means what? It will not return multiple matches. It can return only single match. That's it. If you have multiple matches, it won't return. Okay, let's say abc@gmail.com is there, efg@gmail.com is there, ijk@gmail.com is there. It will only return abc@gmail.com. It will not return the remaining two matched patterns. Okay, so whenever your requirement is to only return a single match, in that case you can go with search. Okay, and the next one is group method. So basically, group method is nothing but in regex we have a concept called groups. So this method is used to return group pattern. Okay, so if any group pattern is matching, it will return that. Now the last one is find all. Okay, so what is find all? This method is used to find all the matched occurrences. Like search was only returning one occurrence. If you want to get all the occurrences, you can use find all. One more thing to remember here, this will return in list format. It will return the data in list format because there are multiple matches. So we are returning it in list format. So these are the four important functions of regular expressions: compile, search, group, and find all. Clear? Now we are moving with the other concept, okay, which is very important. The concept is called as qualifier and quantifier. Okay, qualifier and quantifier. So basically, qualifier is nothing but it is, you can say that, so qualifier is nothing but whenever we want to qualify a pattern, like let's say, in simple terms, I'll explain. Okay, so qualifier is nothing but there are some special characters, okay, that are used for some purpose in regular expressions. Okay, like for example, we have this cap symbol. So this cap symbol has a purpose that is it checks for the starts with of the string. Like it basically checks if the particular text is starting with this thing or not. If it is starting, it is a match. If it is not starting, there is no match. Like that. If we have dollar sign, if you take dollar, dollar checks for the ends with. If the text is ending with this particular match or not. Like that. Okay. So like that, there are some special characters that have some useful purpose in regular expressions. Okay. So those are called as qualifiers, right? And now what is quantifier? Quantifier is nothing but each qualifier can only match for a single character, only for single occurrence. Means if there is a text with @gmail.com, okay, And if I'm writing, let's say, I'm writing here a pattern, okay, let's say, or else let's take in a simple language. I want to write a regex for this sort of words, cat, rat, pattern. So what will I do? I will write a regex like c dot. So here dot is what dot basically searches for. Uh, it's imagine like a fill in the blank. Okay, cat c dash t. Okay, so this dot basically checks for any character in between C and T. Only one time. Okay, so there can be only one character between C and T. So that is the use of dot in regular expressions. Okay, this is a qualifier again. Dot is a qualifier. But if you want to check in many quantity, okay, if you want to check in multiple quantity, you will write here plus, or you will write here into the star sign, or you will write here curly brackets 2 comma 3. So these are called as quantifiers. Quantifiers basically means that this particular dot should repeat this many times. Okay, this particular dot should repeat this many times. If I take here CAAT, so it will check whether, like now if I take only C dot T, it does not match the pattern because we have multiple A's, right? So to match the pattern with multiple A's, we need to take on quantifier also. So basically quantifier is a term, okay, which will help you to understand that a specific qualifier should repeat how many times. Okay, so qualifier and quantifier are these two things which are very important in regular expressions. If you understand that, it is very easy to apply those in this pattern also. Okay, now, so let us understand each qualifier one by one. Okay, so the first qualifier is cap. So this basically means that it helps to find any string with starting with some pattern. Okay, so whenever we want to check a string that is starting with some pattern, we use the cap qualifier. Now the second one is dollar. Dollar is for what? Helps to find any string ending with some pattern. Okay, next, what do we have? We have, let's say, dot. What is the use of dot? Helps to find the missing character, okay, for one occurrence. Okay, and here it does not, it does not checks for new line. Okay, if there is a new line, this particular dot will fail to check. If you write cat and in the next line if you write rat, that rat will not be considered. Okay, like that. Now, next is we got dot, and then what do we have? We have, these are called as groups. Okay, so whenever we want to group our pattern, we use parenthesis. Clear? Okay, and in the next we have, okay, now next we have square brackets. Okay, so why do we use this? These are used to define character classes. If you want to do a bulk matching, okay, you can go with this character classes. Like if you want to match only small case alphabets or capital case alphabets or both together, then you can go in this case. Okay, and then we have curly brackets. This is used to match a minimum or maximum or both number of occurrences. Okay, like this particular string should repeat this many times minimum, or this particular string should repeat this many times maximum, like that. For that purpose, we use curly bracket. Okay, occurrences. Okay, so that is for curly bracket. Then, yeah, we have one more thing, that is backslash. So backslash plays very important role here. Okay, uh, it is used to define define the above characters as constant. Okay, so basically remove their functionality and express them as characters. Okay, so if I want to use any dot, if there is a dot in my text, and if I want to find a dot, I will use slash dot. Because if I use only dot, it is having a purpose. What's the purpose? To find a missing character in between, right? Like that. So these are some qualifiers that we have. And quantifiers are basically like plus, asterisk. Okay, even this comes into quantifier, right? So plus is nothing but plus says that it finds a match one or more times. Okay, means there should be a match at least one time or more times. Okay, at least one time it should be there. And for asterisk, it says that it finds a match zero or more times. Okay, so basically it means that if you want to match something with zero occurrences or more occurrences, we'll go with star. Okay, so that is the concept of quantifier. Now there is one more thing that we need to discuss, that is question mark. So what is the role of question mark here? It acts as a optional. It like basically whenever we want to say this or that. Okay, whenever we want to create an optional match, we use this question mark. Okay, it is used to declare an optional match. Clear? So these are the basic qualifiers and quantifiers of regular expressions. Okay, so we will see one by one. We'll try to understand each use case, and then we'll go with some group classes also. Okay, so character classes also. Okay. Now, mm, all right. Okay, so let's say I want to match. Mm, let us write for email ID. Okay, so first we will write here import re. Okay, import re. We import the regular expression module, and then I write here one variable pattern equals to re dot compile. Like I said, you compile is used to create a pattern. So compile comes from the RE module. RE.compile, we take a raw string here. It's better to always use raw string so that we can easily work with slash b slash concept and all. Okay. Or else it will take two times, right? And one more advantage of using raw string, it keeps the string raw. Okay. So there will be no confusion later. Okay. Now, inside this, basically, I will use a shorthand that is slash w. So what is the meaning of slash w? Slash w is used to check the words. Okay, it is used to check the alphabets. Okay, whenever we want to check letters, text, characters, and all, we use a slash w concept. Okay, so this is a shorthand rule. I will also explain what are the different shorthands we follow in regular expressions. Okay, I take here slash w, and the next one I take text equals to, okay, pattern dot search. Using the pattern variable, we define the search method now. Search is used to do what it is used to return a single matched instance, right? So in this, we define a text string. Okay, let's say I'm defining a text string. My name is John. Okay, and in the next line, I write here print text. If I write here print text, what will happen? Using the search method, okay, using the search method, it will return if there is any match or not. So if I run the program now, it says match of M. Okay, so basically the search method always returns an object. Okay, this is the position where the match is present and this is the value. Okay, so here slash W, like I said, it is a shorthand case to search characters, words, letters, and all. So currently slash W will check only for single character. If you want to search for multiple characters, you should place plus or asterisk sign after that. So plus means what? At least one or more time. Asterisk means what? Zero or more time. Right? Simple. Now, so if I write here slash W plus, it means it will return my. It will return the first match because first match is having multiple characters. So these are also alphabets. These are also characters. Why it's not returning? Because the problem is we are using the search method. Search method will only return the single match, right? So this is the concept of regular expressions. Now, how can we use it for our email ID? See, email ID is basically like abc@gmail.com, for example. So here we need to divide. Like this is one part, then comes at the rate symbol. Then this is one part, then comes dot. And this is one part, right? So how can we do it? Simple. We already have slash w plus. This will work for ABC. Okay, or anything before at the rate. After that, we need what? At the rate symbol. So we take at the rate as it is. Okay, then after at the rate, what do we have? Again, we have some characters. Okay, characters, not characters. So slash w and plus again. At least one or more characters should be found. Then what do we have? We have a dot symbol as it is. If I take here dot, I explained you. The dot purpose is to find a missing character. But I want that as it is to be coming in the pattern. Okay, so I'm taking slash. Before that, I take a backslash. Backslash dot. So this basically becomes an escape character. Okay, so what is an escape character? That dot loses its functionality and it will only check whether there is a dot in the text or not. And then after that, slash w plus. Why slash w plus? For the remaining text. Now here I will write here a new text that is my email is john@gmail.com. So now let us see whether it matches or not. So if I run the program, see, it is matching the email ID john@gmail.com. If you want to take out that particular match, you can write here text.group. Now the group method will return the match. So what did the pattern match? It has matched this particular email ID. Okay, simple. In this way, we can work with regular expressions, right? Very simple to understand. Slash W plus is for finding the match before at the rate sign. Then at the rate sign comes and slash W plus is for finding the characters after the at the rate sign. Then backslash dot is for finding the dot symbol in the text. And then backslash W plus is for finding any characters after the dot symbol. Okay, so I hope you understood what is the use of slash W plus and escape characters, right? So there are different shorthand cases we have in regex. Okay, so the first one is backslash D. It checks for digits or number. Okay, next is backslash capital D. It looks for non-digit values. Okay, means it will basically look for non-numbers. It will only look for alphabets, characters, and all, but not numbers. Next one is slash W. Slash W is for it looks for word characters. Word or characters or letters. But it does not look for numbers or any special characters. Next is slash capital W. So, okay, capital W is again the opposite. It looks for non letters. Means it does not look for any alphabets now. It looks for spaces or numbers or something else. Okay, next is slash S to look for spaces. Okay, and the last one is capital S to look for non-spaces. So these are the different shorthand we have in regular expressions in Python. And the best way to implement and the best way to practice initially is to use a third-party website. Like for example, we have Pythex here. Okay, so here you can see like it explains each and everything. Okay, there are some shorthand cases also here. You can understand in a more better way. And yeah, so basically you can create your own regex here. Okay, like we have created just now slash w plus at the rate slash w plus backslash dot escape character and again slash w plus, right? So if I write here, let's say john at the rate abc.com. Okay, so in this particular string, is it matching the pattern? Yes, it is matching the pattern, right? So what will happen? It will return the matched result. Okay, to return the matched result. So if I write here, let's say my email is, so from that particular text, this is the master result. So you can create your own patterns. You can give your own text here and you can see for the result if it is matching or not. So you can practice the initial patterns on this particular website, pythix.org. There is one more called regex 101. Okay, regex101.com. So even that website is also useful. You can create patterns on that and then you can use it in your compile method. You can define it here, okay, under the raw string. So this is a simple example of a regular expression. Now the same program can be done in groups also. Okay, now what is the meaning of group? Right now this is looking quite congested. Okay, to make it more simplified, what we can do is to make it better, let's say we have an email ID given here. Okay, I can say that this is one group you need to fetch, this is another group you need to fetch, and this is another group you need to fetch. I'm dividing the whole pattern into groups, okay, so that it becomes easy to understand. So I said you already that whenever we want to work with groups, we use one symbol called parenthesis, right? So now again I will write here import re for the next program. Pattern equals to re dot compile the same program, that is to match the email IDs. But inside the raw string, what will I do? I will not write slash w directly. I will take parentheses inside. It means I'm creating a group. And the group will be looking for what? Slash w plus. It will be looking for word characters in bulk. Bulk in the sense at least one or more occurrences. Plus means one or more occurrences, right? Then after the group, I will take at the rate outside. Means this is one group. It will only fetch for data before at the rate. Okay. Now, after that, again, what I'm doing, I'm taking a group after at the rate and I'm writing slash w plus. Means after at the rate, again look for a bulk of characters. Then again, we have what dot as a character. So we take escape character here, slash dot. And then again, we take one group and we write slash w plus. So here, how many groups do we have? Three groups. One, two, and three. Three groups. Right? So if I take the same text now, okay, and if I write here print text dot group, text dot group, let us see what happens. So if I run the program now, it is saying john@gmail.com. It is giving you the same output like previous one, no change. But if I use another method instead of group, if I use here groups, okay, if I use groups, it will return a tuple. It will return a tuple with the matching groups. So first group will do what? It will search for any word that is coming before at the rate. So before at the rate, what do we have? John. Next group will do what? It will search for a word that is coming after at the rate. After at the rate, what do we have? Gmail. The third group will do what? It will search for any word that is coming after dot. So after dot, what do we have? Com. So com is coming. So like this, you can divide your pattern in groups and you can use the dot groups method to check the matched groups. Right? And if you want to return only single group, you can write here group of 0. It will return only the first index. That should be, okay, I think it is groups of 0. That will be john@gmail.com. Yeah, so here indexing will also work. Okay, so we can take group of 0, group of 1, something like that. Okay. All right. So basically, this is the concept of groups. Clear? So it makes the pattern more simplified and more easy to understand whenever you're working with groups. Okay, now. So here we understood that how the compile method works and how the search method works. Right? Now, let us go with the next concept. That is, okay, now. So I'm writing here import re. Okay, and I'm writing here pattern equals to, okay, re dot compile raw string and then search for uh, dot at. Dot at means what? Dot, here I'm not writing slash dot, I'm writing only dot. So dot is having a functionality, search for the missing character without a new line. And then after that at. So it should basically search for words like cat, rat, mat, bat, like that. Okay, so starting character is unknown. Cat has C, bat has B, mat has M, right? But at the end, AT is there for each and every word, right? So in that case, I will take here dot because I don't know the missing character. It will match automatically. In the next line, I will take text equals to pattern dot search. Okay, and what is the text? Cat, okay, mat, bat, rat, right? Now if I write here print text dot group, what can you expect? Like I said, search method will only return the first match. So what is the first match here? Cat. What is the first match? Cat. So if I run the program, it will return what? Cat. Is it returning the remaining matches? Even these are matches, right? Mat is also matching, bat is also matching, rat is also matching. Correct? Is it returning here? No. Why? Because search only works with a single match. If you want to return all the matches, you need to replace that search with find all. You need to write what? Pattern dot find all. And here there is no need of using any group method. You can simply write the variable where you have defined the find all. And like I said, it will return the data in which format? It returns the data in list format. So if I run the program now, you can see all the matches. Cat, mat, bat, rat. Right? So this all words are matching this pattern. Okay, all words are matching this pattern. So that is called as what? It is called as the concept of find all. Okay, now simple. Okay, now let me show you one more program. Import re pattern equals to re dot compile. Okay, let's say if I take here raw string, I take here CA as the starting characters are CA. Then I take here uh, CA dot CA dot. Okay, so CA dot means what? After CA there is a missing character. Okay, after CA there is a missing character. Right now, so what happens is plus missing characters now. Okay, after CA there are missing characters. Like you can say, how to define it? You can say carrot. Okay, you can say category. You can say catabomb. Okay, like that. Uh, Now you can write here CA dot plus or CH, sorry, category, or wait, let's take here CAT plus CAT dot plus category or okay. Now, so what is the meaning of this pipe symbol here? Basically, this pipe symbol, okay, this pipe symbol is used as a OR operator here. Okay, this pipe symbol is used as OR operator. Clear? Means it should either match this pattern plus dot, or it should match category word, or it should match catabomb word, or it should match catalog word, like that. Okay, but starting will be what? Starting will be CAT. So if I write here text equals to, okay, pattern dot find all of, let's say, uh, in this catalog I found a perfumes category. Okay, so if I write here print and text, see what happens. This returning catalog I found a perfumes category, right? So because that is coming because of plus, yeah, that is coming because of this. Let us take this input. Okay, so this is how it works. So it is only returning the catalog and category page here. Okay, the text here. So the pipe operator is used as a OR operator, right? So in this case, we can work with the regular expressions concept. Okay, now So next, what do we have? So let's take here import re pattern equals to re dot compile. Okay, so now let me show you how to work with starts with and ends with. So for starts with, we have the cap symbol. Cap, let's say I'm saying that if any text is starting with hello, H capital, and ending with world. Okay, so ending, we use the dollar symbol. Dollar symbol should be coming at the end. So whenever there is a text starting with hello and ending with word, that should be matched. So if I take here text equals to, okay, re dot find all. Okay, so in the text I'm writing hello world. Okay, my name is John. And if I write here print a text. Now if you see here, there is an interesting concept. If I run the program, okay, sorry, not re, it's pattern. It's returning empty list. You might be thinking it's starting with hello, but it's not ending with world. It's ending with John. So here, if you remove this part and if you write only hello world, see, now you get the output. Clear? So whenever you want to describe a starting and ending of a string, you can use the cap and dollar symbol. Cap is for starting, dollar is for ending. Okay. And now, next we have, okay. Now, let me show you a difference between plus and star so that it will be easy to understand. Pattern equals to re dot compile, okay, raw string, and if you take here eggs and spam plus. So the text, if it is having x and this is coming in group, if the text is having x, okay, and then and spam group, okay, plus means this part should repeat at least one time, and then more times. Okay, so if I take here text equals to pattern dot search, pattern dot search. Okay, and if I write here eggs, only eggs. Okay, print text. See, it is returning what? None. Why is it returning none? Because you need to also match and spam. There should be at least one time you're adding and spam in your text. Okay, so what is the condition for plus? It will match only one or more times. Okay, so if I take here, let's say text one equals to pattern dot search eggs and spam, eggs and spam. And if I take here print text one, now you may see what happens to the second pattern. Now it is matching. For the second pattern, for the second text, it is matching because we have and spam coming at least one time. What happens if I take more than one time? You can take it. You can take here and spam. Okay, it will take it. But here we are using search method, so it will return only one time. But if you take find all and spam. Okay, now. I think right. So this is how we work with the plus concept. Okay, one or more times. Okay, now. For the asterisk, we write here import re. Okay, pattern equals to re dot compile. Okay, raw string. And if I take here eggs and again in group and spam, but here I'm ending with asterisk. I'm ending with asterisk means that group can repeat zero or more times. The group should repeat zero or more times. So here what will I do? I will write text equals to pattern dot find all. For example, I'm taking find all. And if I write here only eggs, previously what was happening? It was returning none because there was no pattern. Okay, because there was plus, it means at least this should repeat one time. But what is the meaning of asterisk zero or more times? If this is not coming one time also, it's not a problem. It will match for eggs. Okay, so now why none is coming here? Because there is some space, right? Between eggs and spam, there is space. So you take a space here. And if you like run it, you'll get the match. Right now, but if I take here text one equals to pattern dot search or pattern dot find all eggs and and spam and spam. And if I write here print text one, it is working because we're returning more than once. Okay, so this is how we work with the star and plus concept. Okay. Clear. Now, next what do we have is okay. Now the next one is import re. Okay, pattern equals to re dot compile. Okay, 42 exclamation question mark. So already I said you what is the use of question mark. Question mark is what it basically acts as an option. So remember one thing, it's very simple to understand. Before question mark, what do we have? Exclamation. Okay, so here exclamation acts as an option now. Exclamation acts as an option. Okay, it is optional to add exclamation. Okay, to that particular pattern. Right? So it means what? If I write here text equals to okay pattern dot search pattern dot search okay 42 only 42, there is no exclamation. Will it return the match? Yes, because exclamation is optional there. See 42 exclamation is optional. But if I write here pattern dot search only 4, will it search? No, because 42 is compulsory. 42 is compulsory. Only exclamation is optional. Okay, so if I write here again in the next part, the next line, if I take text to one equals to pattern dot search 42 exclamation. What will happen? Will it return? Yes, because it was optional. So if you are passing or not passing, it does not matter. See, correct? Okay, but if I replace the question mark, if I add the question mark here in between, means exclamation is coming after the question mark. So whenever a character is coming after the question mark, it means it is important, it is necessary. But anything that is coming before question mark, it is optional. So here 42, right? We have 42 here, right? So here 4 and 2 are optional. 4 and 2 are optional. See, for the first search, we have only 42. What will happen? It will return none. Why is it returning none? Because only 4 and 2 is optional. Exclamation is compulsory. Here you have 4 and 2, but do you have exclamation? No. So it fails. Add exclamation here, it works. See, it's working. It's same. Second one is also same. But if I had only 4 here, and if I add exclamation, will it work? Yes. Because 4 and 2 were optional. So either you pass 4 or 2. Sir, can I pass only exclamation? Okay, at least anyone should be coming from this, right? So that is the concept of question mark. Okay, now next, what do we have? Mm-mm. Okay, now comes another concept, that is import RE. Pattern equals to RE dot compile. Okay, raw string it is. And then if I take here, let's say, uh, slash D. Slash D means numbers. A number should return 0 or 3 times. Any number that is coming 0 or 3 times is a match. So whenever you want to set a minimum value and maximum value, you go with the curly brackets. First parameter is minimum, second one is maximum. So text equals to pattern dot search. Okay, my mobile number is 111-222-333. Okay, print text. So if I run the program now, see what happens. Okay, is there any match here? No, there is no match. Okay, because slash t is for numbers, right? So why there is match is coming, but zero index, why zero index? Okay, so now we got the match. 111 is there, right? If I take 222, will it work? Okay, it is printing only 111. So in this way, whenever we want to set a minimum value and a maximum value, in that case, we go with the curly bracket. Okay, what if I don't set any maximum value? What happens? It will take everything. Okay, you're starting from 0 and you're taking everything. What if I start from, let's say, minimum value are 3? Minimum are 3. See, so you said minimum is 3, right? So this is more than 3. So if I take here only two numbers, only two, what will happen? Will it satisfy? No, because there is no minimum count. If I take 3, yes, it will satisfy. Okay, so if I remove this and if I take here 5, what is the meaning of that? Maximum 5 numbers. The max are 5 numbers. You cannot exceed more than 5. So in this case, we go with, whenever we want to set maximum and minimum, we go with the curly brackets. And now the last one, that is group classes. So if I want to search for small case alphabets or capital case alphabets, what will I do? I will define this pattern inside a square bracket. So whenever something is coming inside the square bracket, it means what? It is a group class. Okay, your regex will search for small case and capital case both. If you want to search for numbers also, you can include 0 to 9. So this becomes alphanumeric. Except special characters, it searches numbers, letters, smalls, big, everything. So let us put it into action. Import RE. Okay, pattern equals to RE dot compile. Okay, raw string is there. In a square bracket, we take small a to z and capital A to capital Z. Sensitive. Okay, like small and capital, we are matching both. Text equals to RE dot find all, because there can be many matches. So find all, and then I'm writing my M capital. Name is Rishi, and user and mobile. Okay, mobile is 1234566. So as per the pattern, it should only match small letters and capital letters. So what will happen if I write here print text? Okay, it is matching what? It is matching all the small case and capital case characters. right? But is it matching the mobile number? No, it is not matching the mobile number. Okay, and it will return in list format, like I said, 0 to 9. If I add the regex in the group class, if I add 0 to 9 also, it will match the numbers also now. But does it match any special characters? No. If I add here comma or if I add here slash, dollar, will it match? No. It won't match. Is it matching? No. But if I want to match special characters, only special characters, what can I do? Inside the group class, now comes an interesting twist here. Inside the group class, I will keep the cap symbol. But cap symbol usage was, you said that it works for starts with no. There is one more usage. If you are working, if you are including this into the group class, means inside a square bracket, it means it acts as an exception. Means except small a to z, capital A to z, 0 to 9. You can fetch the remaining things. What are the remaining things? We have special characters, right? So if I run the program, see, it will fetch for spaces and special characters. So here cap symbol acts as an exception. This is only a leverage in the group class. Okay, a special feature in the group class, right? So this is the concept of regular expressions. Okay, so I hope you're able to understand. In between, we lagged a lot, but I think the small examples will help you to understand each use case. Okay, and the more you practice, the more you understand, right? So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.